am the fire. I am burning brighter, roaring like a sun. And I am the one I've been waiting for.
Phoenix Nation, how you doing? It's your girl Jade Phoenix here, and the color wheel is spinning. Scarlett and Lavender are with me, but they are not with me. They're in their respective nests. Why? Because girls got lives. We have lives. What do you want from me? Hi, girls.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you sure I have a life? Like, are you 100% certain?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm coming at you from the afterlife. Because I am dead.
Living dead girl.
Did you see Dolores down there?
What?
Dolores.
Have you seen Dolores down there? I've missed her.
Oh, that's just like me looking in a mirror, honestly.
There.
I can't with both of you.
One day. It'll happen.
So,
Not ready.
there's... So, y'all haven't heard by now. So, last week, Hurricane Milton hit Florida. And it was...
Asses.
It literally, it's... Flooding's already, like, reaching record places. This is right on the tail of another hurricane that just passed through and, like, literally leveled towns in North Carolina and Appalachia, and just insane. And seriously, whoever the fuck took his red stapler, you shoulda gave it back. I'm just saying. I'm going to hell.
We jumped out a window.
I wish I understood the reference.
Lavender, please tell me you got that reference.
Yes, I did, because it's my partner's like favorite movie.
Can you explain it to Scarlett, please?
So, Scarlett, you would actually love this movie.
Yeah.
So, it is a film called Office Space.
Ow.
And it's written by the folks that wrote King of the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a really great character in this film that reminds me of how much I'm a freak at work. And he just sits there all day, and they keep stealing and they keep taking his stapler, and he keeps freaking out because he loves the stapler. And then you find out that apparently he was fired like weeks ago, but he just kept showing up to work.
Nobody had the heart to tell him to leave.
Nobody had the heart to be like, hey man, I'm sorry. Like, and he like always has this disastrous bus ride every morning. Like, he is me.
Wild.
Yep. And it's so funny. He has this whole bit about, his name's Milton, has a whole bit about this stapler.
Have you seen my stapler?
He gets so upset. He's like, exactly. Have you seen my stapler? Where's my stapler?
Did you take my stapler? Sir, did you take my stapler? But
And he
Is that
literally
why
keeps
people
the
are
stapler
posting like
in
red
his
staplers
pocket.
online?
yes, that is why people were posting red staplers online.
Because
Oh,
he
I just
keeps
thought
the
it was
stapler
because it was
in
that
his
really
little
cool,
pocket.
like, swing line red stapler, which, like, if you work in offices enough, you know, like, the swing line staplers are fucking thebomb.com, and there's that one that's, like, bright, like, cherry red, like an old car.
That's
I
what he
had
has.
that at my old job. I kind of missed that stapler. I don't miss
That
the
is
job, I just
actually
miss the stapler.
There you go.
exactly what he has. It's the swing line stapler, and he keeps it in his little pocket, and he says all these iconic lines like, I could set the building on fire.
It's true.
You would actually really enjoy Office Space, Scarlett.
I think
you
we'd
would,
have to
'cause
put it on the list of Phoenix Gate movie night.
Agreed, because I could go on forever about how funny I find that movie. Because it feels like my real life.
Agreed.
But
So,
give Milton back his stapler.
well, I
and
think
maybe everything will equalize.
maybe, but also remember this timeline. The key factor here is Harambe, and we need the Flash to go back and fix that. But whatever.
We do, but
do.
you know.
It happens.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe now that Grant Gustin isn't on Broadway anymore, he can take care of it.
What?
Maybe. I don't know.
He's one of my favorite Flashes, personally. But I think he can do it. I think he could save us. I think he's the answer to all of our problems.
You never know.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You never know.
R.I.P. Harambe.
I just fucking, I want fucking Harambe, bro.
I can't.
Fucking Harambe, man.
Mhm.
Speaking about movie
all those
references.
Fucking memes in 4K, and I just got like flashbacks, and I'm like, dear God, how did I survive?
Yeah.
There.
Mood.
Yes.
Speaking of movie references.
Thank you for pulling up on that, Jade.
Speaking of movie references,
What did he say?
we're talking about the Halloween movies that made us. Because it is spooky season. And while we are horror bitches 365, 7 days a week, you know, all that fucking fun shit, Halloween time has a special place. It just makes them better, if that makes any sense. Like, you just feel creepier watching movies that you could watch at any time of the year, but this time of the
Exactly.
year, it's better. And I can't explain
You
it.
feel the chills going up your spine.
Well, it's also
Very
fun
exciting.
watching those movies that take place on or around Halloween during spooky season.
It's true.
Topical.
It's true. It's so the thing is also what I love about Halloween is you get some of the worst, most campy fucking horror movies in the world that come out around now.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
Oh, but they're the best.
like the Terrorizer 3, I think is coming out now. I think
Yeah,
it came
Terrifier
out.
3.
Terrifier, thank you. Why do I always say Terrorizer?
Well, because it's kind of similar. I mean, like,
Hold
I
on.
think it actually comes out next week.
Yes.
Wait,
Terrifier
it comes out
3
tomorrow. It
comes out tomorrow, yeah.
Because they're going to actually, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll take myself on a little date tomorrow. Terrifier 3 is actually going to finally be playing at the movie theater right near my house.
I love that.
I've actually never seen any of the Terrifier movies.
I haven't either, but
I-
I am told it is absolutely. They're so sickeningly good that it's like one of those things where you're just like, and
They're definitely gore
They get
horror. Like, there's
traumatized my
no
husband.
going
Yeah.
around it.
yeah, it's definitely a gore horror kind of, yeah. For
Like, I personally really enjoy them, but that's because I funnily enough, I really love that kind of fantastical gore solely because I can't place myself in the mindset that that's something that would happen in real life. So it's easier for me to focus on it as more of a like, oh, this is a totally fantastical over the top thing. I can then appreciate like the special effects and stuff like that.
I
But there are
work
certain things.
EMS,
I get
baby.
to-
I've seen gore.
Oh, I know.
It's like,
Yeah, you've seen some
Oh.
shit.
I've
'Cause
seen some
that's why I
shit.
can- That's why I can enjoy Terrifier, because there are certain things, especially clinical things, in horror. Like for me, for whatever reason, there are certain body horror things that I literally cannot do because I'll have like nightmares about it.
Mode.
Full blown, like before I had to get I had to get a major surgery when I was in college, and all I was thinking about was the fucking doll maker from Gotham.
Oh jeez.
Ooh.
That I was gonna wake up and I'd have different body parts on my body. Like
Oh my god.
those
girl.
are the ones that I do have some trouble with. I'll admit. The body horror stuff, I can sometimes get a little squeamish.
What
But
about
for
what
whatever
about
reason,
you, Scarlett?
Terrifier doesn't do it.
What about you, Scarlett? What do you enjoy about that kind of stuff?
So for me, it's very much like a special effect, like because again, my background is very much in special effects makeup. So, like horror porn, if you will, like it's got to have a good story for me to stay engaged. If it's just hey, here's a bunch of fucking gore, I'm just gonna get bored. Unless like
Mode.
the special effects are really good, but even then, that only keeps me entertained so long before I'm just like bored. It's weird. Like, it's a weird, like, I gotta have a good balance of, like, give me a good story to go along with the gore porn.
I get it.
Yeah.
Shock horror. That's the phrase I was looking for. They call it shock horror.
Shock
Yeah.
horror.
Yeah, shock horror. Like, that's the thing. If it's, like, just shock value kind of stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really do much for me.
I get it. Yo.
But, like,
Like,
But
okay,
it's also like I do like it from the clinical sort of like when I say clinical, I mean like in a loose term of like or analytical perspective is like a better word for it of like how did you do that?
that
Like
makes
I want to know
sense.
what special effects techniques you did. So like I'll pick it apart that way, and then once I am satisfied, I'm bored. I'm back to being bored.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get
Right.
that. So for me, I'm weird, and I think a lot of it does have to do with the fact that working EMS for as long as I have, I'm so desensitized to a lot of the body horror that I'm just like, ugh, it's fine. This is not gonna bother me, kind of stuff. Does that make any sense? But yet,
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
for me, I have one major hang up though when it comes to body horror, where it comes to gore porn. Eyeballs. I cannot do it. Any
Yeah.
scene that involves eyeball trauma, I'm like, no, I will literally close my eyes and be like, is it over? Is it over? Is it over? I can't. I don't care. I will turn into the biggest little bitch. I also can't do bugs.
Fair.
You know, eyeballs are kind of like. Oh, that's fair. Like eyeballs are like one of the few things I'm also like, ew, no.
No,
Like,
I
no, no, no.
can't.
Let me know when it's done.
I really fucking can't, bro. It's like,
See,
ah! Like, no. Mm-mm.
That is
fair.
the one scene. I think it's John Wick 3, which is not a horror movie, but like there's that eyeball scene. I'm like, nope, can't watch. Okay, is he done? He's done.
Yeah. Same. Dude, I can't do
I
it.
I
think-
fucking love that movie.
It's weird because for me, it's very like, for example, I love the show Hannibal. Loved it. One of my all-time favorites.
Haven't watched
I
it.
really enjoy Silence of the It's so
I need to watch
great.
Hannibal. I heard it's really
It's
good.
on Netflix still, I believe. And if it's not, it should be on Peacock because it was NBC. And I'll never get over that they aired this on like normal airing hours on NBC because it's like the goriest, like grossest shit you can imagine on TV. And I loved it. But then there's things like that were supposed to be like parodies of those things that I genuinely can't watch. Like I hate when it's Justin Long's birthday. Sorry, Justin Long, I love you very much. But then everybody posts that photo compilation of all the different movies you've been in. And as soon as I see a movie from like a little still from the movie Tusk, I lose my shit and I'm disturbed the rest of the day. Like I literally like freak out. For whatever reason, that movie upsets me more than anything else I've ever seen in the horror genre. And everyone's like, but it's supposed to be funny. I'm like, well, I didn't find it funny.
Didn't Kevin Smith make that movie?
Kevin Smith made it, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I
I kind of
literally
need to see it for
see a
Kevin Smith and
photo.
J Long, but I'm also like scared.
I literally just see a photo of J Long from that movie and it puts me into the headspace that I was in when I saw the movie, and I get so perturbed and upset that it literally gives me like anxiety.
Makes
Oh, no.
sense.
And everyone thinks it's the strangest film to have anxiety about because I watch all this other like disgusting shit.
No,
And I like all this other mindfuck shit. But that, for whatever reason, I can't do.
Emotional, damn it.
that's
I
fair.
just can't.
That's fair. I mean, like I said, when it comes to body stuff, I'm not like with that except for eyeballs or anything that has to do with bugs. So like if I ever see like a festering wound that has like maggots and shit in it, I'm like, I don't like it. Nope. But it doesn't scare me. It's more of just one of those things where it's like, because I've seen shit like that in real life kind of thing.
Yeah.
What scares the living fuck out of me, what scares me in movies, believe it or not, are the psychological ones. The psychological fucking thrillers where you sit there and you're like, yo, this could fucking be real. Or it has been real because it's based on a true story. Fucking mind fucks me. I can't. I'm like, nope. I love it. Nope. It's like, no.
Yeah, no, like anything psychological, or it's like, you know, humans are the real monsters kind of thing. It's
Yep.
like that's what kind of fucks me up. And then the other one is it kind of like not that Final Destination like scared me, but it did give me
fuck.
anxiety.
Yo, I still will not drive behind a truck that has logs on it. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no.
Never.
God damn.
I will not do it. It will never happen.
Nope. Listen, like not it wasn't a logging truck, but it was a truck that had like like a bunch of like some building materials and stuff, like, you know, the tube kind of shit, right?
No.
I had, like, my mom had an uncle that actually passed away because he was in an accident behind one of those trucks that stopped short.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was instant. That's all. And my mom was told it was instant. But yeah, that happened. So that's one that I'm like, we are never fucking driving behind one of those things.
Yeah, no, level up on that. No, thank you.
Yeah, no. Nope.
No.
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 Final Destination. But also, like, Final Destination's kind of like a meme, because whenever, like, it's almost a meme for me, because, like, whenever there's, like, some sus shit in terms of, like, hey, that's kind of a safety hazard. Final Destination. Blech.
Mood. I
And
get
Cam's
it.
like, you good? I'm like, Final Destination.
Definitely not good. Definitely not good.
Escalator's making a weird noise. Final Destination.
Yo, what? Like, so that movie scarred so many millennials. It's like not even like, oh my God. But we're here to talk about the movies that we love, that we absolutely adore, that literally as soon as October 1st hits, it's playing either in our DVDs or on our Prime streaming. It does not fucking matter. I want to start with Lavender. What movie, as soon as October 1st starts, soon as October 1st hits, what's playing on your TV?
That's really hard because I have like a top 5
Ooh, start
that
from
I always
let's go.
rotate.
Gimme.
So
Gimme.
Halloween Town, the first Halloween Town. I love that movie. It gives me so much joy. In this house, Halloween Town is a trilogy. I do not accept Return to Halloween Town. Once you took my girl out, I was so upset, and I just will never forgive Disney for that. Because as a young kid, seeing someone like her on screen was so empowering for me as like a weird kid, that seeing them just replace her with this kind of like very conventionally attractive, like would bully you in school kind of looking girl.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's very nice, Sarah Paxton, was very upsetting to me, and I will never forgive them for it. But on that note, number 2 would be Halloween Town High, because that's my favorite of the Halloween Town movies.
Not surprised.
And I absolutely love that Finn Whitrock is in it, and he's such a great romantic interest. And I love just how supportive he is of Marnie. And it's wild to think that he ends up becoming the creepiest man alive on any season of American Horror Story. Number 3 would have to be The Shining. I love my girl Shelley Duvall. I always need to watch her at least once a season. I miss her so dearly. And that she's just phenomenal in that film. I don't care what anybody has to say. Number 4, this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. I personally love the original live action they made of Disney's Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy.
Really?
I know everyone hated it. I actually love it. It is one of my favorite movies. I had it on videotape as a kid. I also had it on DVD when they eventually did a DVD release. I could watch it any time of the year. I think it's really beautifully done with the special effects. I love the backstory they gave for the mansion. I like that it was equal parts like spooky and creepy, because if you really sit and watch it, it's actually very creepy. But it still had that little sense of humor to it. And also, I think it's one of the most diverse adaptations that Disney has ever done in terms of its casting, which is part of the reason I did not bother to watch the new Haunted Mansion. 1, because I hate Jared Leto and I won't give him any money because he's a horrible human being. And 2, I also just don't think he's a good actor. And 2, it was way less diverse than the original cast for the OG Haunted Mansion. And I will fight for that movie's supremacy until the day I die. And number 5 would have to be, I always have to watch Trick or Treat. And that's a tie with Scream, because Ghostface and Sam are my little Halloween boys. And I love them so much, but especially Sam. Like, I would adopt little Sam. Sam would be my little demon child. And I would support all of his wrongs and be his cheerleader mom.
I love this for you.
See, like, one of my favorite, like, things about Sam is, like, not even Sam, it's fucking JoJo dressed up as Sam for Halloween once and
So
spooked the
great.
shit out of Cam, and it was the funniest
Oh
shit.
my
'Cause he was
god.
perfect. But talking about Sam, that's one of the biggest horror tropes that I really enjoy whenever I'm looking to watch like new horror movies. I love horror villains that are stuck and bound by the rules of their universe.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
Sam is bound to the rules of Halloween. So that's why he's so endearing to me as a character, because he's just bound by the rules, man. If you listen to them, he wouldn't have to do this shit. It's like Candyman. Like if you
Yeah.
didn't do the dumb shit, Candyman would not have to kill you. And this poor
Right.
guy has already gone through enough in his death. Like just let him be. Leave him alone. Don't go to the mirror. Just let it end.
Seriously.
But those are my favorite types of horror villains, are the bound by their universe rules horror villains, 100%.
I love that for
Like
you.
Pinhead.
Yes, like Pinhead.
I do love
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, like those are the kind of characters that I don't even properly consider them like villains. Like, yeah, technically they're antagonists in terms of like story, like
Yeah.
literary shit, but like I don't consider them a villain in the traditional sense, because it's like they're just they're what Cam and I call the non-biased third party who are just there to do their job.
That's the best description ever.
I
Totally
like
agree.
that. I like that description a lot, actually.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's like especially
funny words,
yeah.
Magic Man.
I mean, just watch I'll just say it like this before I go off into a tangent. Watch the first Hellraiser, and then tell me actually pay attention and tell me who the real villain is. Because it's not Pinhead.
No, it isn't. And I don't care what anybody says.
Yep. Nope.
Like, like, yes. Okay? Yes. So,
Yes.
now, I want to get into more of those with Lavender, but I need to hear Scarlett's top pick or picks as well before we do anything.
All right. We doing top 5?
You can do a top 5. I
Alright.
mean, you're a resident horror bitch, so like go
I
for
am
it.
the resident horror bitch.
You are.
So yeah, like my like spooky season October movie picks. I try to keep it generally like stuff that takes place on or around Halloween.
Mhm.
So number 1 should surprise no one. The Crow, 1996.
are
Because
we
I have
really
to fucking
shocked?
specify now.
Are we really fucking
From-
shocked?
No.
Sorry, it's 1994. Wow, I'm fucking mixing up dates. I'm tired. You could tell I'm tired. No,
Little bit.
The Crow, 1994. Yeah, no, because my other comfort movies came out in 96. The Crow was 94. But yeah, and actually no, my comic book was signed in 96, so my dates are all over the place, but still Crow related. But yeah, no, The Crow, 1994, like takes place on Devil's Night, the night before Halloween,
Yes,
and
it does.
you know, a little bit, probably early morning hours of Halloween. Let's face it, definitely past midnight.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but no, like, it's just such a good fucking movie. Y'all have heard me talk about it before. I'm not gonna go into it again until maybe a little later, but you know, it is just the perfect Halloween movie, especially because my Cam and I had our own spooky wedding. We didn't get Halloween exactly because it was a fucking Tuesday and I wasn't gonna wait. Mama needed health insurance. So I could have put it off another couple of years, or I could get my health insurance. Capitalism. We got to do what we got to do.
Capitalism.
But we got close enough to the Halloween wedding. It counts.
Hey, you know what? You can always
Um,
do it again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Renew our vows on Halloween.
I love that.
Actually, that's a good idea. Shit. I'm gonna put a pin in that for later. Next up, because I actually just watched this one last night with Cam. Trick or Treat, which also today actually just hit the 15th anniversary of its DVD release.
Yay!
Yeah, very fun fact about Trick or Treat. It did not get a theatrical release. It for a couple of years was actually shown at a few different movie festivals throughout the world
Mm-hmm.
until it was finally released direct to video. So it's direct to video, been 15 years. Love that for Trick or Treat. Honestly, it aged pretty well. And it's really fun again. We love Sam. and his wrongs or his rights. I think he's doing a good job.
He's doing his job.
We
Yeah,
agree.
and also, I'm sorry, Anna Paquin, her storyline is my fucking favorite, and
I love
it's
Anna
so
Paquin.
good. I do not want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but oh my god, just that storyline is my favorite.
And that's why we need to have you watch it.
Exactly, watch it so I can talk to you about it.
Yes.
And then
We're up to what,
then
number
not a movie.
3?
So that was 2. So now I'm at 2. Number 3, we're at Over the Garden Wall. Not a movie, it's a show, but I just watch it all in one go like a movie because it's only 2 hours.
There you go.
Again, takes place technically on Halloween. It's like Dante's Inferno for kids. No, it really is. If you actually look it up, it is Dante's Inferno for kids. You've got a really good voice cast. I think fucking Frodo. Elijah
Wood was
Wood.
in it.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, he does one of the main voices. Where it's actually really cool because it has that like vintage Halloween aesthetic. Like the Dante's Inferno vibe. The animation is really good. And listen, let's be real. There's like one time a year to watch this fucking show, and it is now.
Yeah.
It's now. Is now.
I love now.
Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty. Then all right. So if we're doing top 5, that gives me 2 more. Fuck it. You know what? Hellraiser. Not because it takes place on or around Halloween, but because the first time I watched it was in my special effects makeup class on Halloween. So I will always have Halloween memories of it, where we actually sat there and picked apart how they did certain like effects and like certain things with it. Specifically, one scene where this movie's been out long enough, so I feel like I could talk about it.
Yes.
There's a scene where a man grows his body back from the house from like a splash of blood. And we were actually sitting there picking apart the scene, like how they did that, how it was probably shot and reversed, and they like when they put it in the film, they're like, I'm trying to think how to describe it. Like when you shoot it in reverse, and then
Time lapsed?
not time lapsed. So like what you do so you shoot it one way, but then
You reverse it?
what you do is you almost like flip the footage. So like say you're watching a bowl a tub get filled up with water, right?
Mm-hmm. You run the footage in reverse so it looks like it's emptying.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what it is. I could not describe it, but like how they did things like that. Like it was a really fun class. So I always have that Halloween memory of Hellraiser. Plus, Hellraiser is a great fucking movie. Again, Pinhead, unbiased third party, doing their fucking job. We love that.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And
All right.
that was your top 5.
That was 4.
Then now comes number 5. That's what I just said.
Oh yeah, number 5. Oh God, what is number 5? Fuck it, Nightmare Before Christmas.
I mean, who doesn't love Nightmare Before Christmas?
Come on. Do I need to sell myself as a fucking cliche?
No. No, because we all are. It's fine.
Yeah. Enough said.
Enough said.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare
Enough
Before
said.
Christmas. So, for me, my top 5, believe it or not, are actually kind of like all over the place.
Let's hear it.
So, for me, even though I watch this movie literally like maybe once a month all year round, it is Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously.
Of course.
But also, what I will only really watch around Halloween is Halloween, the original Michael Myers.
Yeah.
That literally was one of the scariest fucking things I ever watched when I was a child. And to follow that, obviously Friday the 13th. Yeah, one of my favorites. Classic. To continue my last 2, because believe it or not, everybody's like, oh, cliche, Jade, cliche, you know. Believe it or not, actually, is Salem's Lot. I love that fucking movie, and I will only watch it around Halloween because I'm a psycho.
No, that's valid, and I think you and Cam would actually have very fun conversations about Salem's Lot.
I
Because
don't.
he is a big Stephen King fan.
Yeah. Now, it's a toss-up for my top 5 with this one, mainly because, like, Salem's Lot and this movie are, for me, the same. Like, but I will also watch this movie at all times of the year, and that is the original Tim Curry version of It.
That's a good one.
That is quite possibly the reason why I have chlorophobia. I hate fucking clowns. But the other thing is also I have read that book multiple fucking times. I love that novel by Stephen King.
Mhm.
And the movie, even though, yeah, it's campy and it's stupid and with Tim Curry and everything, I loved it. And I even loved the remake, believe it or not. I did. I liked it. I was like,
I loved part 1.
yeah, part 1 was sick.
Part 1 was great.
Yes.
You know, I
Part
saw
2
part
lost
1.
way a little, in my opinion.
I think
didn't
they
see part
edited
2,
too
but
much.
I saw part 1, which was good.
I think they edited part 2 too much and took it kind of a little bit
my
more
problem-
away from the story.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think with part 2, not to go on a tangent, I missed the whole It as mother allegory,
Yeah.
where it lays eggs, essentially, which they do in the Tim Curry version.
Yeah, but also at the same
And
time, remember, this is also from the books. The book. Like, they did follow, in the new remake, they followed the book way more to the T than they did in the original.
Ooh, not the ending.
No,
The
not
ending,
the ending.
part 2, was the most unlike the book.
Yes.
Part 1 was very like the book.
Agreed. But we don't want to spoil part 2 for Scarlett, who has not seen it. Now,
I honestly, isn't it like really long? Because I think Cam has seen part 2, and he was like, "Oh, you should watch it." I'm like, I kind of don't want to.
it is a little bit long for you, yeah. But
It was just like long and drawn out, not as much cool shit happening, and I'm like,
That's fair. But for my last and my top 5, believe it or not, it's Hocus Pocus.
Oh, that's a good one.
I
Valid.
loved that movie. Okay, Thackeray Banks is like my ultimate secret boy crush. Like, gimme. But yeah,
Wait, is that Doug Jones?
it's the cat.
Oh, I thought the cat became the no. I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah,
You're thinking of
something
Doug
else.
Jones is the
He's like the mummified looking
undead
dude.
Yes,
boyfriend.
that
What's
was
his name?
that was the boyfriend.
And can you tell I've only seen that movie a singular time, like 10 years ago?
Absolutely valid and fine. Absolutely valid and fine.
Billy. That's his name. Billy.
I mean,
Really?
like
yeah.
there are
I just love
so
Doug Jones.
Billy Butcher. There's so many other movies that like technically would give you the Halloween vibe that like I could have added, but since we were doing like ultimate top 5, like I could add The Craft, Practical Magic.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, like if you're into the found like footage movies, The Blair Witch Project, like you know, Sinister. Believe it or not, I actually liked. You know,
I need to watch Sinister. That's on my like to watch list.
yeah.
I just need to get Cam to not be a pussy and watch it with me.
Evil Dead Rise.
So good.
So
good.
fucking good. And it's
So fucking good.
it's unfortunately though it's so new, it hasn't cracked into my top 5 as a must see every Halloween, but it's there now.
It's a
Yeah.
good one. I loved it.
No, it's a
I
good
watched
one.
it on a plane and disturbed my brother who was sitting right next to me on said plane.
Yeah.
I love
Uh,
that.
I mean, and another
But that-
movie that has been on my list, not to cut you off, but another movie that's been on my list that I actually do want to watch for the first time because I just never got around to it is Midsummer.
It's great.
That's also on my list. It's like
Fantastic.
Is it
it's
good?
weird though, because stuff like
I love it. It is one of my all-time favorites. I am admittedly a big fan. I think A24 puts out some really great stuff, but especially really great horror.
Yeah.
Midsommar is just one of those ones that I just love so much, and it's very much it's got such an interesting tone. It's very unique. It very much embodies the female rage section of horror, which I feel is a very specific section of horror.
Well, Jennifer's
And it's
body's in
probably
there.
one of exactly.
rage horror.
And it is one of my all-time favorite movies. And Florence, like that's when I was like, fuck, Florence Pugh is an actor of the century. She's just insane in it.
I mean,
She's wonderful.
Okay, so tell me, what is your favorite campy movie? Campy Halloween movie. Does not matter that that people when they hear that you like this movie, they're like, ugh. Like,
I mean, I technically already said mine, but it's less of a horror. So
no. I want to stick in the horror genre. Like, so if you had a horror snob come up to you and you say, "Oh, I like this one," and they look at you and be like, "Peasant."
You guys already know the answer to that one.
I know. I want to make you do it.
Frankenhooker. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it out loud.
It's literally hanging up in my living room, place of pride and fucking joy. Obviously, it's Frankenhooker.
You're a monster.
I love Frankenhooker so much.
Oh.
No, but also, not my dad taking 18-year-old me to meet the main actress who was in Frankenhooker, who also was an adult film actress, which I love that for her.
All right.
No shade towards that, but also, Dad, you're taking your 18-year-old kid, which granted I was 18, so it was legal, but also like, Dad, you were like such a prude about everything.
That's fair.
But oh hey, here's an adult film actress. Have at it.
That's fair. Lavender?
I don't know. It's hard because, like, I used to say Jennifer's Body, but it has, thank God, brought on, like, a resurgence.
Yeah.
Which makes me really happy.
Yes.
I would say probably the closest to, like, a really, like, campy one that I like that's specifically horror, because I have a lot of favorite campy, like, horror-esque movies, like Haunted Mansion 2003. But I guess I would probably have to say if it's not going to be Jennifer's Body, because she's had a great resurgence and I'm so happy for her. Probably 1985's Reanimator.
Ooh, good one.
But that's actually a good movie.
That
though.
is a really good movie,
But
though.
here's the thing, though. If you talk to horror snobs, like, it depends. Like, some people have either been like, oh, like, I love that movie. That movie is the best. And then there's other people that just constantly hate on me because it's campy and silly and a great movie, but, like, it's 1985.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Hey,
Is it
1985 was a very good year, I'll
friend?
have you know. 1985 was a great fucking year. It was the year I was
My best
born.
friend Adam, one of my best friends Adam, is the one that got me into Reanimator, and I've, like, loved it ever since.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. No, my dad showed me Reanimator once, and I'm like, this is kind of lit.
It is. It is.
It is very
It's so.
lit. It
It's.
just has that campy 1985 quality, which I think, like, sort of, like, counts it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can count it.
We'll count it.
So, like, I think he counts. I think Herbert West Reanimator counts.
It counts.
Shout
Yeah,
out to this, like, fucking 5-year-old at a horror convention, like, many, many years ago. Like, we're going on, like, 10 years at this point.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere, Long Island. These parents had their fucking, like, 5-year-old. This kid was 5 tops, probably, like, 3. Dressed as fucking Herbert West from Reanimator with the
Oh my
big bright green syringe and everything.
I love
I
that.
And he
love
had,
that.
like, and he was like, I'm Herbert West. And it was so fucking funny. He had a little goodie
honestly
bag from the costume contest.
Fantastic. That makes me so happy, actually.
That
Okay.
was awesome.
So you guys are probably
great.
gonna laugh at me because
Let's hear it.
most people don't even know this movie existed,
Oh.
and it's called The Dentist.
I need to see this.
Okay.
I've heard of it.
Okay, so the premise of this fucking crazy ass campy motherfucking movie, pretty sure it came out in the 80s. I'm not like exactly sure, but I know it was definitely like around 80s or 90s. It's based on a killer dentist. It's the
It
worst.
sounds amazing.
It is one of the worst, most corn syrup filled fucking slashers, but it is fucking hysterical.
Okay. I want to watch, genuinely, I want to watch this movie with you. This sounds amazing.
It's so good. It's so good. But it also really, because, like, I don't like the dentist, so it really didn't help my phobia there.
Like, you see, it's funny because, like, my dad's a dentist, right? And this is definitely the kind of movie that we have passed by on, like, Tubi or, like, streaming.
Yeah.
And I've been like, hey, Dad, you want to watch this? He's like, I'm not fucking watching this shit. And then we skip past it. And I'm like, all right, cool. I guess we're not watching this one.
Emotional damage.
But, oh my God, no, that actually sounds amazing. I need to watch this movie with you.
Of all professions, that checks out.
Yeah. I mean, it was also like kind of a toss-up for me. Like that one is my ultimate campy bitch-ass fest. But also like another one that people kind of cringe at when I say that I like is Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
And also Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell is
Drag Me to
fantastic.
Hell.
I loved
Drag Me to Hell is a really great movie.
I love Drag Me to
I
Hell.
loved it. It's so fucking twisted to me, that fucking movie.
It is.
But
The ending
Paranormal
kills me
Fantastic.
every time.
every time.
Every time.
Every single fucking time. But Paranormal Activity for me, it's one of, like, again, Paranormal Activity is like found footage kind of movie, you know, Blair Witch
Yeah.
style, you know. But what makes it even funnier to me about this fucking movie is that it could happen, because I believe in fucking ghosts and I believe in haunting, and I do know that, you know, you get somebody pissed off enough, they're gonna fucking do shit. That movie, though, that movie was so fucking badly acted.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
I
bad.
remember the advertising. It's like people were fainting. They were so scared. They were throwing up. And then you watch it. It's like, I've seen worse.
Yo, on some real, so many of my friends were sitting there going, Jade, don't watch that. Why? Because it's going to trigger you, because you've seen things like this. You do stuff like that because you're a witch. Da 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 da. I watch it, I'm just like, you're lying! What the fuck are you telling me? You're lying! Why did you make me watch this? They're just like, you didn't like it? I'm like, dude, it was absolutely Tareeb. What the fuck is wrong with you? No.
I hate
It was terrible.
Hate.
It's
I
terrible.
just remember was like that they basically took the same like advertising plan as Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Because I remember as a kid, like the whole thing was like, it's real. They really filmed this.
Yep.
Like, and I remember that was such a like a big deal because they even had the actors have the same like first names as
Yep.
the characters to try to like enhance that like it's totally real.
Yeah,
But,
meanwhile, they
yeah,
had them
it's
come out on the MTV Movie Awards later on that year. Fuck you. It's like,
Oh my
Yeah, I'm
God.
like, oh
Good job.
yeah, okay. Like,
So real.
but I will say this: when people say that like it's so scary they faint or it's so scary they throw up, I like never take it seriously because I
No.
never have the same reaction to that stuff. Like,
no.
one of my all-time favorites, it's a series, is Haunting of Hill House,
Oh, so good.
and I remember everybody being like, "It's so scary, it's so scary," but I didn't find it scary. I found it sad.
It was
But
delicious.
like in a melancholy, well, like beautiful storytelling. Like what I like about the Haunting series, by one of my all-time favorites. Oh goodness, he's a really great
Is this my Flanagan?
director, Mike Flanagan. One of the things I love about all of his Haunting series is they're very based in gothic horror
Love that.
versus contemporary horror. So I didn't find it really scary. I found it like heartbreaking. The same with Bly Manor. So when people were like, "Oh my God, it's so scary. I'm like fainting and I can't sleep," and I'm like, "Are you sure? Like,
What the fuck is
or
wrong?
am I just a freak?"
I mean, seriously, same, because people used to say that about The Ring.
I've actually never seen The Ring.
What?
I watched
I've never
it once,
seen The Ring.
like a long time ago.
You're a monster.
Why would you not watch The Ring? It's literally one of the best freaking... It spawned one of the creepiest characters of all time, Samara.
I just haven't had a chance. Is that the one that had originally like a Japanese version? Or...
Yes. Ringu.
Yeah, like she was originally like Sadako or something like that, right?
Yes.
God, why do I know that off the top of my head?
Because you're a horror bitch.
Yeah, that's true. Or I've been spending too much time with JoJo.
There's that.
There's that.
That's a good amount of time spent.
But,
Okay,
like,
yeah, no,
there are
'cause,
just so many underrated, really good horror films that like, literally, this genre alone is so good. And we have spoken about horror multiple times in the past. We covered it, we did, queer horror in June for our Pride Month.
Yes.
So, like, horror and us are no strangers.
Oh yeah.
But like there, and it's like,
Spooky.
and the thing is what I love about the genre, technically, if you think about it, it goes from like cutesy, cartoony, Halloweeny, me, all the way to oh my fucking god.
Well, yeah, you get Casper the Friendly Ghost, and then you get fucking Paranormal Activity.
It's not even the same. You get Casper the Friendly Ghost, and then you get fucking Freddy.
Freddy. No, I'm talking about like the range of ghosts that you get and like how people respond to them.
That's true. Well, technically, Freddy's a ghost.
Freddy Krueger is a dream demon.
Same thing. Comme si, comme ça. He could still get pulled into the real world like a ghost.
Eh,
Meh.
eh.
Meh.
He's like real, like a demon in your dreams.
He's the demon of your
Speaking
dreams.
of ghosts, I'm very into haunting horror movies.
Yeah.
Like I'm very into paranormal horror films. Like those are some of like the top tiers for me.
So
Like
like,
the Conjuring franchise,
Did you watch-
Insidious.
did you watch Talk to Me?
Yes, I hated it.
I actually really like to talk to me.
I could not stand Talk to Me. I was bored the entire movie. I hated it.
Ooh.
I couldn't stand any of the main characters. They all fucking sucked. They were
Ju-
all assholes. I was happy when what happened to her at the end. I was relieved.
So what about?
That was the only good thing about the film.
What about Children of the Corn?
I haven't seen Children of the Corn.
It's technically a paranormal.
I have seen Children of the Corn. It's fun. It's definitely not on like my top list, but I really enjoy Children of the Corn. Like if it's on like the Sci-Fi Channel or if it's on TV, I'll always watch it. But it's not one that I like need to watch every year. And also, I'm sorry I went so deep on my hate for Talk to Me.
No,
I
you're
just
fine,
went
dude.
so
You're absolutely fine.
Wrote on that. Like I apologize because I know you enjoy it a lot, Scarlett. It just was not for me.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I know it's not for everyone. Like, because the other thing I've kind of realized is I enjoy when the characters in something are not likable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. I just find them. It's like I don't know. There's just something about an unlikable protagonist that's interesting.
Super fair because I was
wrote
actually
all of my English assignments from like 11th grade in 11th and 12th grade about fucking literary analysis on characters and why they're all horrible people.
All right.
I just like, I don't know. I think it's fun. But also like the paranormal aspect and like the whole like chat roulette and like it was just really cool.
Like I get why some people like it. Like I did actually talk to Cam and I was like, Cam, I think a lot of the problem is there was not enough to the story for me to be intrigued by the unlikable characters.
Fair.
And I
That's
will
fair.
admit this. For me, I'm very sensitive about children. And a lot of that comes from working with children for as long as I have. Before I worked entertainment with Disney, I used to work in a daycare. So the main character endangering, in my eyes, like a child's life and somebody, like a young person's life, and feeling no consequence really for it until the ending, and at the same time also trying to steal her best friend's boyfriend, sort of. Like I couldn't, those are two things I'm very like sensitive about. So as soon as she was like, let me put my best friend's younger brother in danger and not care because at least I get to talk to my dead mother, and then let me like lust after my best friend's boyfriend, like it hit two, like those are the things I hate in other people, that I could not enjoy it.
That's fair.
That's valid.
That's fair.
Like she just had all of the traits that I would see in another person and be like, stay the F away from me.
So, can we bring up one of our favorite horror series?
Yes.
Scream.
Ooh, I love
Yeah.
Scream. Love it.
Like,
Yes.
I admittedly have only seen the first Scream. I haven't watched the rest of them because I love the first one so much. I'm too scared of watching the rest of them, but Scarlett is trying to change that.
you should.
So yeah, I've seen all of them.
Well, I mean,
I've seen all of them. Some of them I've only seen once. One through four, I've seen at least twice each. One I've seen like a gazillion times. I could practically quote it, along with the movie. And then 5 and 6 I've only seen once each. They're also just longer they're like longer movies, and I'm like, there's more I have to sit through. Not that they're bad. It's more I have to sit through.
yeah.
5, 5, I kind of want to rewatch a little bit more than 6, but 6 actually does partially take place on Halloween. Like, there was a
I'll be
Halloween
right
party in
back.
6. So, we are on topic. But yeah, no, like, Scream is great for this time of year. I mean, Ghostface is, fucking enduring. I mean, you cannot go out for Halloween and not come across, like, 6 fucking ghost faces.
Oh, please. It's like
Including
standard.
the fucking, what's up, ghost face from fucking Scary Movie.
As there should be.
I kind of want to get that mask.
I think you should.
I think you really should, though.
That
Now,
one, but I also want the devil face mask, but that's another one. We can deal with that one later.
here's my question to you. When it comes to franchises, we have so many horror franchises to choose from. We have the Friday the 13th, we have Halloween, we have Hellraiser, we have the Scream movies, we have I Know What You Did Last Summer. All these franchises. We were talking about Final Destination, like all these franchises in these movies. What about them do you two feel makes them test of time enduring great? Because let's call a spade here. Some of those fucking movies have the absolute fucking worst writing ever. But they're so good!
Yeah.
So fucking good!
I'm looking at later iterations of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but you know, right.
Oh, listen, I love Nightmare. I love Freddy, but well, that's actually kind of what it goes into. What I was gonna actually get into though, and I think I actually touched on this a little bit in the panel that we did on slashers. When it comes to franchise horror, a lot of times what you stick around for are the slashers, are the villains. Like, they become the attraction. Robert Englund himself said that after a certain point, Freddy Krueger became a rock star.
Yeah.
So, like, it's really, like, these iconic characters, like, the villains that are what keeps these franchises going.
I don't disagree with you because honestly, Michael Myers is one of the scariest fucking characters to ever come out of a franchise. And he's never, ever said a word. In what, 10 movies?
Well, I think more.
Hold on. The Halloween, then there's Halloween 2, Halloween 3. Then we have, you know what? I'm just going to look it up.
Or he, technically he's not in Halloween 3 unless you want to count that, like, 2-second cameo he had.
Well, yeah, but technically that was supposed to be in the universe, but not. It counts as a standalone because Season of the Witch, but it still counts.
I liked Season of the Witch.
Still counts.
Actually, I feel so bad. I wanted to like Season of the Witch, but I fucking hated it. I was like, what the fuck is
All right,
this?
let me check this
I
out.
actually really enjoyed it. But I think
Yeah,
it's
no.
because I watched it with my uncle, and my uncle really loves that one. Like, that's one of his favorite.
There are
movies.
14. There are
Yeah.
14
Yeah,
Halloween movies.
because there's
Is that
all of the
including the Rob Zombie
Halloweens.
ones?
That's
is,
actually what I was about to say. It
that-
has to.
Yeah.
that is including both Rob Zombie ones.
Yep. Yeah, no, I haven't seen all of the Halloween movies. I would like to eventually.
Oh.
It's going to take me a while to get through all of them.
Dude, that's absolutely valid and fine. Shit, I'll fucking, honestly, I want to host a watching party.
Yeah, no, because I really liked because actually a fun fact, Halloween 2018 was mine and Cam's first date movie.
Halloween 2018 by David Gordon Green.
Yep, first date movie.
Yep, and then
And I really-
Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
Halloween Kills I really liked. Halloween Ends was
Awful.
it was bad.
And I
It was rough,
loved
bro.
Halloween 2018. Like, I thought Halloween 2018 was one of the most brilliant, quote unquote, reimaginings of a character, especially as iconic of a character as Michael Myers in like such a long time. Because I personally was not a fan
Mm-hmm.
of any of the Rob Zombie movies. Because I have a firm belief that not every villain or horror protagonist like needs to have a backstory. Just let them be evil.
Well, Michael Myers is
And
one of
that's-
those guys that's just like Trick or Treat. He's just doing what he was supposed to
Yeah.
do.
And that's the thing, like Rob Zombie tried to give him this like tragic backstory. of like he was abused.
Stop
and I
it.
was like, I'm sure, but like
Stop
sometimes I just want to enjoy the unreality of it. And I loved Halloween 2018, but unfortunately, I was disappointed by both Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. So I just kind of stick to Halloween 2018
That's fair.
and the original Halloween.
That's absolutely
That's
fair.
okay.
Because seriously, there's so many of these movies that came out that I'm just like, bleh, but I still watch them. Still
It's a
watch them.
choose your own adventure at this point.
I mean, okay.
I love that.
One of the greatest things that I ever got to do was at Comic-Con last year, where I got to meet John Carpenter.
Oh, that's
fun.
so cool.
John,
That's amazing.
yeah, it was his one of his very last public appearances, because after that Comic-Con he announced he wasn't doing any public appearances or signings ever again, and I was like, oh, thank God. But I got to meet him, and literally I thanked him for creating some of the most iconic fucking movies of my childhood, even though
Yeah.
that movie, the original Halloween, came out before I was even fucking born.
Yeah.
So thank you, John Carpenter, for giving me the Halloween franchise. Like, thank you. I mean, Scream is up to 7.
8, I
Um,
think, right?
There
8?
6 released, but they're working on the 7th one.
I
And
don't think there was 8.
let me see how many Friday
Who
the
knows?
13th movies.
I'm not good at. There's 13.
Friday the 13th is, I want to say, like
There's
11 or
13.
12, depending on
No,
if you
there's
count Freddy versus
13.
Jason.
There's 13.
There's 13?
One,
Wow.
That really
2,
nice
3,
person
4,
at our
5,
panel
6, 7,
told us how many there were.
11,
There were 13 for Friday the 13th.
That's right. Hold on.
Nope, you're right.
Also, shout
No,
out.
no,
to
no.
that
I'm
really
sorry.
Nice student.
That guy's wrong. There's 12. He's only
There's
12.
12.
There's only 12.
Hmm.
I'm looking at it right now. There's only 12.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the wiki too.
Yeah, there's only 12.
Well,
But that's okay.
I still appreciate that very nice human for getting
Yeah.
us very
Oh,
close.
the reason why
to the
the
number.
reason why this very nice human said that there was 13 is because they're getting a reboot. And it's not been,
Yes.
it hasn't been, it's
Got
TBA.
Okay.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
So they are
Cool.
still right.
So there's,
Really, I think Talia was their name, I believe. So shout out Talia if you listen to our podcast. On
as
the
you
way.
should, because you're awesome.
We love you.
Look, dude. We're dealing with, so what did we say? Halloween had 14, Friday the 13th's got 13, Scream's coming out with 8. These are
Scream's
testament.
coming out with 7.
How many Hellraisers were there? 5?
Oh, no, dude. Hellraiser, it has a disgusting amount. Hang on. And
I do love the reboot of Hellraiser, though. I love that movie.
You know, Hellraiser has a ridiculous amount. I only made it up through 6,
4, 5, 6,
and there was
7,
still more
8,
after
9.
that.
There's
and
10.
I just gave up.
There's 10. 10.
Including the new one?
There's 11, including the new one.
Thank you.
There are 10 of the originals, and then there was the 2022 version,
So there you go.
which I suggest everyone to watch because I personally really loved it, and I thought Jamie Clayton totally nailed it, and it was much closer to the original novella of The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker, which is what I really enjoyed about it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the
So-
new one,
Yeah.
2022 Hellraiser was really good. Like, definitely recommend that one a lot. And again, like, you get that, again, like, you do get that same sense of, like, the Cenobites are that unbiased third party of, like, listen, we are here to do what we were summoned to do.
Emotional damage.
It's true.
It's like, you opened the box, you brought us here, now this is what's gonna happen.
What?
Fuck your life. Bing bang.
It's true.
Yep.
On that
Pretty much.
on that note, though, quickly, because we got to wrap it up. I'm not even going to ask Scarlett what her favorite franchise is, so shut up. Fucking no need. Lavender, what is your favorite franchise?
I don't know. I would probably have to go with the Conjuring movies and the Insidious movies.
Nice.
And the reason I'm not going with a typical franchise is because a lot of them, I love the first one so much that it's difficult for me to watch the sequels in fear of it being ruined. So, and I loved the Ty West trilogy, but that's not necessarily like a franchise. So I would have to just settle on the Conjuring and the Insidious movies. I think they're all really well done. And even the ones that aren't as good as the other ones are still really fun. And I really enjoy James Wan as a producer and director.
I'm a purist. I'm one of the first movies I ever watched that was horror was Halloween. I think I was about maybe like 4 or 5 when I watched this movie. So that kind of shaped everything for me. And it's always been a toss up for me between Freddy and Mike Myers. Like, I like Jason, don't get me wrong, the big 3 of horror, but for me it was always Halloween, then Friday the 13th, and then it was Halloween, Freddy, anything, and then Friday the 13th for me. That was how I always rated mine. And that's literally how I'm ending this show, because I don't want all of our little travelers, all of our friends, all of our Phoenix Nation to go out and watch their favorite Halloween film during Spooky Month and tell us what you watched.
Please. And don't let anyone steer you away from Haunted Mansion 2003.
Except
Great.
me.
Don't listen to all the losers. Don't them.
Yes. And then, hey, check out the socials and report back.
Yes.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Exactly. What's your favorite scary movie? Showgirls. Absolutely terrifying. But on that note,
Yes.
Phoenix Nation, we love you. We are going to check out and, again, keep voting for your favorite creepy cryptid or urban legend, and we're going to talk about it for our Halloween episode. So keep voting. Follow us on all the socials. Let us know. Comment on this episode. What Halloween movie or franchise is your favorite? Okay? Thanks. Bye. Say bye.
Happy Halloween. Later.